everybody should live their lives in order to find their Ikigai. And your Ikigai is your center of four things. The first being what you love to do. The second being what the world needs, something that you are good at doing, and that you can get paid for doing it. So your center of those four things becomes your Ikigai. And I can definitely say, actually, right now we're at Ikigai in Miami, which is my Ikigai.
Welcome to OysterLink, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for the invitation, Matt.
Thank you very much, man. Nice to be with you, brother.
May I ask you to introduce yourselves and tell us briefly about your career path?
Perfect. Well, my name is Juan José Xacur. I studied law in Mexico City. I'm from Mexico City. And I was on the verge of staying at a law firm when I ventured into opening my first restaurant called Ikigai in Mexico City. And from then on, I was completely in love with this business. And now we have 12 restaurants in Mexico City and 2 in Miami, which were a dream like 5 years ago. And now we're here at it.
Hi, my name is Andrés Lebrija. I've known Juan Jose throughout my whole life. We've been buds since kindergarten school days in school. And yeah, so I also had a different career path. I was into marketing and working in the corporate life. And then Juan Jose called me to hop on board on this very cool project of Ikigai Group in Mexico City. As Juan Jose said before, we started out with a Japanese restaurant, but now it has become, we have 13 restaurants throughout Mexico City, 5 of them being Japanese, 4 of them being Italian. We have a coffee specialty, we have Mediterranean, to name a few. And now we've embarked on this journey of opening some of these brands here in the States, Miami being our first place. And now we've opened the Amand, Cafe and Bistro, and also Ikigai.
So what got you into this? You said this was not your industry from the beginning. So what got you into hospitality?
For me, literally, it was always, since I was little, I was what you call a foodie. My family always was... I was the one that made the checks expensive, it's what they said. But it's because I've always loved to eat. And in Mexico City, like I'm talking 15 years ago, maybe, you can only really eat nigiris in 2 places. And we went, actually, Andrés and I went every single week for once a week with the same chef. And I always talked to him, and I started to see that the interaction with the people and recommending something to a person and then seeing the face when they eat it. That is, to answer your question in short, that is what got me into this business, man. To recommend something or to create a plate, to give it to a client and to see from afar just the face when he tries it, that is a very rewarding feeling. I love it.
So I'm guessing this is the part of Ikigai that says what the world needs.
Exactly, without a doubt. It's nice I would love to elaborate a little bit about that.
Yes, I wanted to ask about this. Because I saw this on your website. It says hospitality is our Ikigai. And that's deep philosophy. So how did you combine the dining experience with the pillars of Ikigai?
Well, it's funny. One of the co-founders called Javier Albarran, he was my best friend, very good friend of Andrés. He's not with us anymore. He passed away 3 years ago. But he co-founded with me Ikigai, and he was the one that found the name. I told him, like, man, I gotta go get the spot, get the chef, get the providers, help me out with a name. And the very next day, he told me, I got it. You're gonna love it. I know you're gonna love it. And he showed me this concept of the word Ikigai. And as soon as I read it, I was like, that's exactly it. For those that don't know how we like to describe Ikigai, Ikigai is your center of 4 things. Basically, everybody should live their lives in order to find their Ikigai. And your Ikigai is your center of 4 things. The first being what you love to do. The second being what the world needs. Something that you are good at doing and that you can get paid for doing it. So your center of those 4 things becomes your Ikigai. And I can definitely say, actually, right now we're at Ikigai in Miami, which is my Ikigai.
Then let me ask you about the dining experience specifically. How do you project that on the dining experience?
More than anything, I would say, differentiates us from other restaurants. We try to be a very honest restaurant. I mean, in here, very flexible in the sense that the client, whatever he wants, however he wants it, we propose a very traditional Japanese experience. But from then on, if you want to dip your nigiri in soy sauce, or if you want to put spice, I mean, we don't care. You're at your home, whatever we can do to help you for in order for you to have the best experience. We can tell you this is how we think it is, but whatever you like, we're here to serve. So I think that basically kind of is Ikigai.
Impressive. You mentioned you're now in Ikigai, Miami, right?
Yes.
That is correct.
Then let me ask you a question about hiring in Miami. So when you're hiring someone in Miami, how can you tell this person can embody the Ikigai philosophy? I mean, how can you make sure they will understand what you understand about this philosophy?
I don't know. So I don't have something that I tell them, but there is something that we do that I think is what works. We are here every day, all day, leading by example. That is the first thing I say to the people we hire is we're very different. Andres and I, Andres is the structured part of the business. I'm more like the creative and the dreamer part of the business. So when I hire a new employee, I always tell them, please watch me. Watch me how I do things, how I talk to the clients, how we're always here to serve, how there are no egos. So try to watch me, try to copy me. And that's been with every single employee. So when the new one arrives, like they get the hang of it pretty quick that you're in a place where we are nice people trying to be nicer for very good clientele.
Yeah. I would also add there that we are also always looking for our collaborators to be happy, like if you can like communicate that you're happy with the client, or you can maybe get some of that to the client, he'll get a much better service out of you, and money will come after that, like, but first of all, it's not all about like how much will I be making. It's like how happy am I with the team of where I'm working at, and the philosophy of the group as a whole,
Exactly. Whatever we can do for our people, we always say if you can work, the less you can work, and if the restaurant is fine, for me, better. And I mean, happy chefs cook better food, happy servers have better relationships with the clientele. So basically, well said.
So do you believe they already found their Ikigai in your place?
Yeah, I've been hoping.
I really hope that I know a lot of people that have found their Ikigai in Ikigai. For example, the chefs that came with us from Mexico City, they left their whole lives there. We brought 5 wonderful chefs. They are amazing. And I mean, each one of them has told me that this is their Ikigai. And from the new employees, I mean, it is a good philosophy to get on the bus.
I haven't thought about it that way, but we're actually pursuing for everyone in the restaurant, either people who work with us or people who come here as clients, to find their Ikigai. Actually, our Wi-Fi password is find your Ikigai. Like actually we're trying to make people find your Ikigai, because it's a very good philosophy to live by,
And let me ask you now also about hiring, but this is going to be more technical than, let's say, philosophical. When hiring someone, what is the, let's say, most important technical skill that you look for, like a culinary job seeker?
I mean, Andres is gonna expand on that.
You said he's the structured one, so I'm guessing this is his.
But for me, the most important thing in a new hire is the face-to-face meeting and to get the feel of the person. Without a doubt, I hire with going with my gut. And then Andres does all the other things.
I would have to say also experience is always key, like we always try to find, not always though, but it does gives you like some certainty, or at least like a little bit of who are you looking at. Or
I think I can explain what because sorry to interrupt. For certain positions, I think experience is key. Sometimes we need a position that we need the person to come in and be able to do the job on the spot, on the fly. So experience is
and
key.
Having a less learning curve,
Exactly. But in other cases, we actually encourage all I say is I want a person that's a good person that wants to be here. I don't care if he knows nothing. As long as he's a good person and he wants to be here, sometimes we even prefer to build up our own people.
Yeah.
That is when we have the time to do so.
Yeah.
That's
also
for example,
something, that's something also different, I think, we do
seasonality
in this restaurant. It's even more than the hierarchy of the team. Like sometimes, exactly, you don't need like to have a huge background, or maybe probably the the best education, like college education or whatever. Like, if you have the character and you have the skills that we require to, you can work your way up into becoming a very important key part of our mechanism as a company.
Just for you to know, Matt, 4 of the 5 chefs that are here with us started 3 of them started 9 years ago with me at Ikigai, and all of them were dishwashers.
Exactly. That's
All
a
of
good
them.
example.
They started as dishwashers, and they went to the line, cook, then they went to that, and then each of them had their own restaurant in Mexico City. We built like a dream team, and they all came with us.
You said 4 of the 5 chefs, right?
Three of
Yeah.
the 5.
Three of
3 of the 5. Okay. That's impressive, by the way. Because everyone keeps asking about the career path. Like, if I start somewhere, what's going to be, down the line?
I should bring Felix. It already happened here. Our 6th best chef, taking away the 5 we brought from Mexico, is a person here in Miami that he started as a dishwasher, and now we trust him to take care of kitchen and lunch.
Yeah.
And this
Nice.
is in a span of
Or the hot
5
kitchen.
months.
Yeah.
It's been awesome to see Felix grow. He's a great guy.
Definitely.
You mentioned in the beginning that now you have 2 places in Miami. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said this was a dream coming true. So how this happened, like the move to Miami, and what do you have next? I mean, are you also planning to expand in the States or what?
Okay. So the move to Miami happened because I've been coming to Miami since like 18 years ago. My sister lived here for 10. So obviously when I started Ikigai in Mexico, I had restaurants in Mexico. I came to Miami, and this is a city that is like, for every restaurateur, it's like a goal. And to be able to open in Miami or in New York or in Dubai or in Vegas or in London or in Paris, there are like key cities. And I think Miami recently has become even more one of those cities. So I always said, like, from 6 years ago, I said, we're going to open in Miami one day. This was when we had 2 restaurants in Mexico. And everybody, they even laughed at my face. They're going, no, come on, man, Miami. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And me and my brother were looking for retail spaces. We've always knew we wanted it to be in Brickell. So we looked, I promised, Matt, to all the retail spaces you can imagine from 5 years ago until 1 year ago. We looked at all of them. And when we found the ones that we liked here in Brickell Key, which is where we live, actually, we were like, it's gotta be those. And I personally never really caught the concept that we were opening in Miami until we opened.
Yeah.
Sometimes it still feels a little bit surreal.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for us as a company to have started out in Mexico 10 years ago out of a passion project of Juan José and a few other friends, and I mean, now to be playing on the big leagues here in the US, it's like, like crazy, insane. But now we're here, and we're here to stay.
And as you said, we opened Amand, which is a cafe and bistro from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Great food. We opened Ikigai. And in answering your question that do we plan to open more places in the US? Yes, of course. We have a pretty aggressive strategy. Amand, we want to build it up in Florida very quickly. With the sushi, I think the plan is a little bit more steady. We want to open one more in Miami without a doubt. But then I would like to skip to other cities. And Paris. Paris is another dream, Matt. I'm manifesting it here publicly right now. I want to open in Paris one day.
Since you mentioned the sushi, I want to ask who came up with the tuna opening, tuna cutting ceremony? That is something I couldn't but notice on your Instagram, and I had to ask about this. This is impressive, by the way.
It's amazing. It's an experience that it's funny for us. It's even kind of like mundane because it really, in reality, it happens twice a week. It's just that we do it behind closed curtains. I mean, twice a week we receive the tuna. The chefs have to carve it.
Yeah, 220-pound tuna.
The 220-pound tuna, yeah. And since Mexico, that's where we started doing the shows. And we've noticed that it's really a unique and very special experience as a client. You forget not being on the other side, that for them it's something completely new, completely unique. So we're doing it right now every first Tuesday of the month. That from the reaction of the people are asking us to do it more. We don't want to spoil it a little bit. It's very fun for anybody that can come. And it is an art to see the chefs in 20 minutes give all the tuna, carve it, different plates. It's amazing.
For us, it's a way to communicate to the clients the freshness of our ingredients in our menu. Like this is something that happened last time. I don't know if I should be talking about this, but the event, the tuna cutting ceremony, was supposed to start at 7 p.m. And then the fish, the tuna, was actually swimming by the morning at the sea, and it got delayed. The plane got delayed in Los Angeles because it flies from Ensenada to Los Angeles, Miami, and we had to push back the event by 9 p.m. And for us to tell to our clients like the tuna hasn't arrived because it was swimming in the morning is also it gives you the credentials that this is as fresh as you
It's
can
real.
get.
Because
It's real that
everybody
we even
told
can
us
have that.
like,
Yeah,
why are you risking it? You should get the tuna one day before, and that way there's no problem. And I was like, no, the tuna has to
if you
come
have it one day
that
before,
day.
it gets like it has to go through ice, and it's not the same. So
And that's
we
one
rather
of the risks, but we're willing to
Yeah.
take it because that's our philosophy. Almost everything is daily here. And a very big part of the bluefin tuna cutting, since you asked, Matt, what I most love about that is I'm a firm believer that the more you know about what you're eating and the more you anticipate it and the more someone builds it up, the more you're going to enjoy it. So in here, it's an event that you're watching the tuna for 30 minutes. You're hearing about it because we give some words. We explain the different parts, what kind of animal, etc. So everybody is like, the excitement is very built up until you get those first 3 pieces of nigiri of sashimi that you saw recently cut. And it tastes better, man.
And I noticed, by the way, in the comments, like the feedback I saw on your Instagram account, the comments are always mentioning that, like, say, the fresh aspect of the food there. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's clear that people can notice the difference.
definitely.
That's our know-how, the quality of the food and a great service.
Thank you so much for this. This is inspiring, by the way. What you mentioned about the chefs, what you mentioned about expanding into Miami, your future dreams, hopefully Paris very soon. Thank you for this, for sharing your experience with our audience, and we hope to see you in Paris very soon.
Thank you, Matt.
Of course, man. I don't know where do you live, but if you're ever in Miami, it would be lovely to have you here, man.